Okay guys, third video here. We're going to talk about switch and while statements and do a couple little exercises. Switch is more convenient if you know all the outcomes that are possible that someone might want to engage with. You can use switch in that case. Say the user chooses a number from 1 to 10, and for each of those numbers you have a joke associated that you want to print out. And so the syntax of a switch statement, say your choice is the input a number from 1 to 10. So they put in the number, and then you say switch of that variable choice. When it's 1, you can print this joke. When it's 2, you can print this joke. Otherwise, if they didn't input any of the numbers 1 to 10 that you've listed here, you can print, you should have put in a number from 1 to 10. And then end. That's the syntax of a basic switch statement. So choice is the name of the variable that could take the different values. And here you write case, and then 1, 2, 3, and all the different possible values of choice that you think might exist. So just a little bit more generally, if you're testing n, switch n. Case n1, case n2, otherwise do something. So n1 to n2 and beyond are possible values that n can take. Let's look at an example in real life here. So we say edit mharmony.n, and we'll make a new thing here where we say my age equals 26, and we'll suppress the output, status single, available immediately, immediate. And now we can do input from the user. What information do you want to know? Equals input. What information do you want to know? Enter 1 for age, 2 for status, 3 for availability, or 4 to quit. And I'm just going to change this so that these are both strings. I'll just put it all on the same line here. So it's one big long line. And then I'll put a period and a space so it all looks nice. And I don't even need this square bracket here. I'll just make this a little bigger. And so here we'll suppress that output. So and remember to put clear all at the top of these. So it'll say, what information do you want to know? Enter 1 for age, 2 for status, 3 for availability, or 4 to quit. I'm going to put a comma here as well for good syntax. And then I'm going to also put CLC so it clears what used to be in the command window. So I'll put mharmony. What information do you want to know? Enter 1 for age, 2 for status, 3 for availability, or 4 to quit. So let's say I put in 2. It's going to have this variable info, that's the number 2, as you can see here. And so what else do we want to put? Now we want to switch different cases of info. So we say switch through info. When case is 1, when case is 2, we want to say maybe when case is 1, that the age is, and then we have this number 2 that we want to print out as a string. So what we have to use is this newer command, num to string. Num to string, which turns a number into its string version. Actually, it already is a string. So say that we have it as a double up there. So then this command will become helpful. And then we can put a square bracket. So note that you can concatenate a value here, a string, with these square brackets together. Let's say that if they type in 2, they want the status. So we can say the status is status. Status is already a string, so we don't need to change it. Case 3, text equals the availability is avail. Let's see if that's what they have here. Otherwise, we can say otherwise is what else you might have in your code. If none of that is the case, you can say text equals you quitter. And then we'll end the statement. So then we might want to type out text as well. So we'll say display text. So now, if they run this code mharmony, it says, what information do you want to know? You type in 1, you get the age. Run it again and type in 2, you get the status. Let's type in 4, you quitter. So you can see that depending on what the user types in, you can interact with their input in that number of different ways if you predefine what each of the inputs might represent. And you can see lots of old programs that use this kind of method where they say do 1, 2, or 3. They list out all the options for you. If this was a string here, this age command, as it is on the slide, then you wouldn't need this num to string. You could just use my age like that. So let's test that that's the case. We'll type in 1 and you get the age. So we'll save that here. So here's an exercise with the switch command. What if we wanted to guess the mood of a user? Maybe it's happy, surprised, sad, angry, depressed, or overworked. Let's pick the first 4. Happy, surprised, sad, or angry. So let's make a new program. Oh, and note when we're making these programs that if we have them open here, they have these files called .asv files, which are essentially kind of temporary files like Word makes in case your program crashes, such that you won't have a loss. So those .asv files, if your computer breaks down, you can open them back up and they have all the information that's in an M file that you were working on. They're temporary files. So let's make this new command mood.m, this new script. And say we want to take in an input, what's your name, and decide if someone's happy, surprised, sad, or angry. So we could say, what's your name? Let's say clear all of CLC, and then we'll say name equals input what your name. And I'm going to specify that that's going to be a string as well. Notice I did this double apostrophe here. This will print in the string down here a single apostrophe, but it's a code so that the program knows that you're not trying to end the string. So I could save this and I can type mood and it will say what's your name. See how it prints here just a single apostrophe. And I might type in Kyle. So it has my variable name that's called Kyle. And now, because I can't really know the user's mood, I'm going to create a random variable between 0 and 1, between 1 and 4 for the 4 different options here, happy, surprised, sad, or angry. and I want this random variable to go be either 1, 2, 3, or 4. So I'm going to multiply it by 4 because the variable rand just gives back a number 0 to 1. So if I say rand times 4 will be a number between 1 and 4. But only if I round it down first. So if I say floor, it could be 3, 0, 3, 0, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3, 3, 2. So it looks like I'm going to also have to add 1 so that it's between 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'll try that a couple times and check. So I'm going to take this command that I know is working, floor of rand times 4 plus 1. And I'll say here, computes a number randomly between 1 and 4. So rand mood is now this random variable between 1 and 4. And note I could have also used this other command, rand integer. That will give me a number that is between 1 and 4 in the same way. So I could say, could use rand integer. So now I'm going to do this switch of the variable I just made, rand mood. When case is 1, then I want the message to be I'll print their name, and then I'll say is happy. Case 2, message, I'll print their name and type is surprised. Oh, surprised. Case 3, message equals name is sad. Case 4, message equals name is angry. And then I'll end the statement there. So now if I save this and I type in mood, I type my name is Kyle, it doesn't do anything because I haven't asked it to display message at the end. Let's try that again. Run mood, type my name is Kyle, Kyle is happy. One other problem is that I forgot to put a space after my name in all these cases. That should be the last thing I need to do. Now I type in my name is Kyle. Kyle is surprised. And if I do it again, I might get the same or I might get a different emotion because it's picking a random number here between 1 and 4. Finally, we're going to talk about while statements, and I'll start a final video, a fourth video to do that so we don't run out of time here.